Hi, my name is Beth Gorgon, and this is the next installment of my Tidbit Reflections for Tidbits 11 through 15. This set of tidbits is going to be focusing on classroom management, classroom engagement, as well as iMovie. I think to integrate technology into your classroom, you do have to have good classroom management and good classroom engagement, because if you don't have classroom management, it's very hard to integrate technology in a safe way, especially in a classroom, to make sure that all students know what's going on, know your expectations, and can follow them. So my first resource is this kind of overview report from Christopher Dunbar, who was in the College of Education at Michigan State. And even though it was published in 2004, I liked this resource out of all 15 of my resources that I found for this first module. What Christopher is able to do is approach classroom management in a very easy, non-confrontational way, and basically just gives an overview of how to deal with classroom management as well as quick fixes. And it looks visually appealing and easy to get content from. So this first strategy you can see here is classroom arrangement strategy, is basically to arrange your classroom, and just by moving your desk, you can improve classroom management. I love this quote down here by Fred Jones: "A good classroom seating arrangement is the cheapest form of classroom management." If you are having classroom management problems, simply change your seats and you will see a significant difference. This article goes along to talk about punishment, and good punishment versus bad punishment, preventing disruptions, calling attention to the punishment, as well as the psychology of problem behavior. So why children chose to basically be inappropriate or misbehave in your class. A lot of teachers out there think that kids are out to get them. They're out to make my day terrible, when really there might be some underlying reasons. Is the child hungry, bored, tired? What does the child seek to gain from their behavior? Is it attention getting? And so what this article does is kind of talk about those behaviors and then how to intervene when necessary, and what to do to intervene, of good interventions and bad. It also talks about teacher management styles. We all know different teachers in our schools that basically they control their class differently. And that's okay. One's not better than the other, but by identifying your teacher management style, then you can find techniques to really improve your classroom management, especially when you're using technology. Overall, I love this article. It is short, sweet, and it can be used to give to any new teacher, veteran teacher, and I think it would just be a great read to pass on to others. Moving on to my next article, it's from Edutopia, which is 10 steps to better student engagement. This is 10 steps of basically how to engage your students and get them excited for learning. And of course, these can be used for technology, because I'm going to get them excited. I want them to be embracing the technology, and this is how to do it. I think one of my favorite quotes here is to create an intellectually safe classroom. Begin every activity with a task that 95% of the class can do without your help. I definitely think when you are introducing new technology into your room, you need to, yes, there might be some students that know more about that technology, had used it before, but you need to make a safe zone where if 95% of your students could do this easily, then you can increase the hardness or the challenging aspects of the instruction later on. But by starting with 95%, you have hooked them, and that's an educational term of hooking them into the content, and that's definitely a good one here. I also like the intermediate steps. So if I have an end result of creating an iMovie, I need some steps in between to help them along, especially if they're not familiar with the interface. So first, just importing a movie, and then just editing it. Some intermediate steps before, here's an iPad, make a movie, now publish it. That's very important. So I really like this article here. The next one's a short YouTube video about 10 proven classroom management strategies. It's only 4 minutes long, but I'm going to play a little bit for you and then I'll talk about it.
Number 8, focus on relationships. A teacher that can connect positively with their students will make students behave and easier to manage because students will regard their teacher much like a friend. Using positive reinforcement to build a positive reputation for the child gives them confidence that their teacher believes in them and will make it harder for them to disappoint the teacher with bad behavior or work ethic.
So what that short little video is saying is you need to support your students and encourage them, especially when you're starting with technology in the classroom. I think that a lot of times it's we know everything, we know how to use this technology and you don't, and just keep playing with it and find it out. We really need to support our students in this because then they will learn more of not only the end result you wanted, but also more about their technology. The next two are about iMovie specifically. I love iMovie. I've used iMovie in my classroom, so I wanted to learn more about iMovie integration and appropriate ways to do so. So this is a Weebly that somebody created for a project, and they basically go through step by step how you would do this in your classroom of integrating iMovie. Now, it's lower on my list because they talk about the circus, and they make an iMovie about the circus. Now, I don't know where that would be in the standards of studying the circus, which is why it's lower on my list, but I really like how they outlined it. So the first thing they do is introduce the task to the class, and again, it's through the hooks that we talked about, student engagement. So we need your help, okay, to create this video for these younger students to talk about the circus. That hook of we need your help is a good one to start off with. Then you need to establish some goals for your class of what you want them to accomplish, as well as providing a variety of options of how you can do the video and how you can record it. I did a podcast on iMovie and how to do it, and I gave a variety of options. This is going to make your iMovies a little better. Then documenting the process. The students should be taking a journal, documenting what their learning is as they go. The only downside to this article is I don't know who wrote it, what school district it was used for, and I don't see any of the products. But then again, I like how they stepped through and gave you a step-by-step guide, as well as rubrics of how to basically implement an iMovie into your classroom. The last resource I have is from Educational Technology and Mobile Learning, which is 6 ways to enhance student learning using iMovie. So this kind of connects to my Edutopia article, and it basically says these are different ways that you can use iMovie to implement in your classroom. So you can do a how-to video. So maybe how to write a persuasive essay. You could do a video on that. How to provide, how to use digital storytelling